This is me, Sukai Todd, here for the review of WandaVision, Episode 5, spoiler review. Disclaimers, as always, these are my personal opinions. Take what you want, leave the rest, and enjoy. And for those of you who think this is too woke, stop watching. You have now to leave. Bye, thanks for watching. Now, for those of you who stayed, this episode is a very tricky and very emotional episode to get into, because we're now following the Sword agents as well as Wanda and Vision, both in and outside of the hex that Wanda created. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. But there's one particular moment that I have with this episode that is always difficult to watch and very difficult to talk about. But before we get into that part, let's talk about Wanda and Vision's sons, Billy and Tommy. So in this very special episode, they are growing up really fast. They've aged to about 10 years old by the point of the episode that really breaks my heart, which I will get into. But they go from literal toddlers to 10-year-olds in the span of like 5 minutes. And don't get me wrong, I think Billy and Tommy are great. Like, they're Wanda's children, obviously. And they found this lovely little dog who's a Jack Russell Terrier, I believe is the breed. But they almost named him Snoopy, which thank God they did not stick with Snoopy. But anyway. I saw the Charlie Brown reference. I see what you did there, WandaVision. Don't think I didn't catch on to that reference. I saw exactly what they were trying to do. But yeah, Billy and Tommy are really adorable. And I'm pretty sure that one of the twins, I forget which one, because I think it's the nerdy one, Tommy, who, no, Billy. So yeah, now we're getting into the reason why I hate Agnes. Side note, I don't hate Catherine Hahn as an actress, or actor, whatever term's most politically correct. But Sparky's cameo, that's what we'll call it, was really depressing. Like, R.I.P. to Sparky. And I understand that in TV it was probably just a puppet or in the blanket that Agnes used to hold quote-unquote Sparky, it was probably just a puppet or a stuffed animal. Doesn't make it any less horrendous. But yeah, R.I.P. Sparky. I hope the dog that played Sparky is, if said dog is still around, is having a happy, healthy life. But yeah, Sparky's situation was hard to watch. As I'm someone who's been there. Last year, in fact, so I'm not going to get into it, but yeah. Even, I saw this, people said on a compilation video for WandaVision, the adorable and wholesome moments, someone said that they weren't a dog person, but Sparky deserved better, so, or something to that extent, so yeah. If even non-dog people love Sparky, that says something. Okay, so Wanda and Vision, after Sparky's quote-unquote cameo, Vision is realizing that things aren't normal for him. He's realizing that as much as he loves Wanda, she's not being completely honest with him about their life in Westview, which after seeing episode 4 we have a better understanding of. Wanda and Vision do actually get into a rather intense argument over the issue, and it's also quite difficult to watch that because I've seen toxic relationships, and while I won't say that Wanda and Vision are necessarily the most toxic TV relationship I've seen, I'm going to be 100% real. I've seen much more toxic episodes or toxic relationships than that, both on TV and in real life. Won't get into that. But like when Wanda and Vision have their first fight, I'm like, first really and last, but I'm like, it hit home. It hit home. But yeah, let's continue. Yeah, Agnes. She's back, unfortunately. Again, no disrespect to Catherine Hahn. She did a wonderful job in WandaVision. And a marvelous job. I really respect her work as an actress. But this is the episode that made me hate her. Because she clearly intended to end Sparky's cameo a little too early. So I hate Agnes for that reason. And I don't think I need to justify why I hate Agnes for that reason. But I want to say this, no offense to any Agatha cosplayers. You know, like I'm not hating on any cosplayers of Agnes. You do you, I'm not judging. But if you want to harm a puppy of any kind, you're going to meet the other Scarlet Witch. No touchy puppies. You F with a puppy, you F with me. You F with me, you're not going to like what happens. Anyway, metaphorically speaking, of course you do. But anyway, I had to say that for obvious reasons. But yeah, Agnes has returned, and she's been a quote-unquote lifesaver, more like life ender. But yeah, she's back. She's still as irritating as can be. I'm sorry, I thought Agnes was very irritating throughout most of the show. Just something about her nosiness and snootiness, just existence for the most part. Like, we know that Agnes is a villain. The name alone says it all, but just in this episode particularly, she really grinded my gears. So, yeah. Well, again, no disrespect to Catherine Hahn or any Agnes cosplayers. I don't like her. Okay, now on to the individual characters working for SWORD who are investigating the WandaVision anomaly. Sorry this was recorded at a different point because my puppy decided to check on me, so I didn't want his barking to be caught in the background, but yeah. So Agent Hayward, Agent Wu, Dr. Darcy, and Captain Monica Rambeau, they're all watching the WandaVision show as it's unfolding. And they realize that, of course, Billy and Tommy have aged, obviously. So they're very concerned about, two minors being trapped in WandaVision, which is very understandable. Although Wanda loves her children, let's keep that in the front of our minds, folks. But yeah, Wanda is making them more concerned, and Agent Hayward believes that it's more than a missing persons case. He thinks it's a case of I don't know if I can say the word terrorism. He believes it's a case more extreme than just the missing persons case. He believes that Wanda is trying to intentionally take over Westview and hold everyone hostage. But Monica, Captain Monica Rambeau, disagrees. She sees it in a very different light. As I mentioned in the previous review, she is the Wanda stan of the show. Which I have no issue with that, mind you, but it gets a little annoying when you see, not her being the sand, but when Hayward more or less fires him. Okay, back to Wanda and Vision. Okay, so after their argument, Wanda is continuing to deny that she has any part in the Westview anomaly itself, because after they argue a little bit, they both calm down and they talk about how much they love each other and how much Wanda loves him and how he does love his children with her and he does love her, which is why he wants her to be honest and communicate with him. So that's really very sweet if you think about it. Like, Wanda and Vision, like aside from maybe the 90s versions of Gomez and Morticia, they're like couple goals. Not at all in the traditional sense, but just, the communication, the fact that they do genuinely love each other. To me, that speaks very heavily to the love that I've mentioned probably 1,000 or more so times at this point that has gone into making the WandaVision show. But they really do love each other in the show, you can tell. And I also think that Paul Bettany and Lizzie Olsen's chemistry is just off the charts. You can tell that they really enjoyed playing the characters. And there was a lot of dedication on both parts of their performances. You can tell they both really put their hearts into it, which was really lovely. To an extent. They both put their hearts and souls into WandaVision, so to speak. You'll see why I made that joke in a later review, but rather dark pun if you've already seen WandaVision. And if I didn't say this previously, these are spoiler reviews. So if you want me to spoil it rather than watching the show, that's fine. But if you don't want to be spoiled any further, just go watch the show. You won't regret it. Thank me later. But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Wanda and Vision's communication after the fight, because you could tell that, again, they really love each other. Also, my fuzzy wuzzy baby, my puppy, who I don't let outside except to use the bathroom. My baby, my fuzzy man, he's eating his dinner right now, so if you hear some noises in the background, that's my baby. No Agneses are welcome to look at him. He's off camera for today. But if you want to see my baby, you can follow me on Instagram and see how cute he is. I have like a lot of pictures of him. So he's a sweet little baby eating his food. Good boy, Sheik. If you want to know, his name is Shiki. But yeah, Shiki's my baby. Anyway, back to Wanda and Vision. I think they really are a lovely couple. They're a fine pair, dear. But yeah, I think this episode you can really, in an ironic way, see their love for each other, because their first and really last argument is the one that, well, I guess they have another argument later on, but it's way more bizarre. I'll get into that when that episode comes. But yeah, shout out to Paul Bettany for that whole episode. But anyway, you know the show, you already know the episode I'm giggling about. But yeah, Wanda and Vision, I ship it. And while I think they are probably one of the ultimate Avengers power couples, so to speak, since she lost Vision, I don't think it's beautiful thing with the mother she lost. Or does it come out of it? So, my critiques of WandaVision episode 5 in retrospect are, it's mainly the music, not the ending theme, because I love Christoph Beck's ending theme for WandaVision, Wanda's theme. I think that's a great song. But like, as much as I enjoyed all the changes in openings. And I get what they were doing with the like Full House-esque reference. Like that's the style they were going for. Maybe even Our House song. Like they were going for a mix of Full House and Our House, which are two classic TV shows. So yeah, definitely check those out. But that opening theme, the opening theme for episode 5 and episode 6 kind of annoyed me. And I don't know if that's just a me thing or if it's just, if it's just not my cup of tea, so to speak. No, there's Doctor Strange reference. Anyway, yeah, the music, aside from the ending theme that was played through almost every episode, except for Cheer Up Sleepy Jean as well as Voodoo Child, which were in episodes 3 and 4. Yeah, there's no big critiques for that. So my first watch versus the current watch. So the first watch, it was very difficult to watch because, nobody wants to see an innocent puppy get cameoed by Agnes, played by Catherine Hahn. Like, nobody wants to see that. That's horrible. And even though they didn't show it, it was still very sad. But second time watching it, it was, I think I might have just skipped that episode, or just skipped to the end. But this time watching it, hey, stop that, stop. Sorry, talking to my puppy. But yeah, this time watching it, it was really, really interesting. I still don't like Agnes, and she seems to grind my gears more so this time than the first couple of times watching it. So yeah, and for some reason the opening theme in this watch is somehow less my cup of tea than the first couple of times. So while I did enjoy the episode, my critiques are a bit stronger in this review than the last few reviews I've had. But these are all my personal thoughts, of course. So take what you want, leave the rest, as it said in the early disclaimer part of this review, which I'm doing these reviews episodically because if I did them all in one go, I would pass. Not pass out, I would pass, if you know what I mean. Like, I would be so exhausted. As usual, these are just all my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Comment below, play nicely. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like, please like. If you feel like subscribing, that's great. Oh, and one more thing. I almost forgot about gift. Thanks for watching.